and go try it out.
That's what maybe I will,
Good.
huh? Piece of junk. What?
In the middle 2000s, Sony Animation was the new kid on the block. 3D computer animation had only existed for barely over a decade. By the early 2000s, it had proven itself to not just be an expensive parlor trick, but truly here to stay. Sony had to prove its animation prowess among the bigger titans of Pixar, DreamWorks, and Disney. After open season, Surf's Up would be only its second animated feature. It had a long road to achieve animation respect, but an early hit could really jumpstart that, especially since it could claim a unique title shared by no other film. It would be the only feature-length animated mockumentary in existence.
Right there. Whoa, what is that? What is that?
It's a sound thing.
I like risks, more specifically, when film studios try something different and original with their stories, and that's exactly what animation is so good at doing. It's an art form with nearly no limits, and that's what directors Ash Brannon and Chris Buck wanted to take advantage of. This wasn't Ash Brannon's first experience with this kind of bold thinking and innovation. He had a background at Pixar as a directing animator and story artist, and eventually he was named co-director for the hit Toy Story 2 with Lee Unkrich. Ash and Chris wanted to take the risk of an animated movie told in a mockumentary style.
Yeah, so I woke up this morning, I didn't know where I was, and it's never, like, a good place to be when you wake up,
But to make this fun idea work, this experimentation would need some innovation. The key to documentaries and mockumentaries is that it's real and raw. There's no hyper-polished set of camera moves. You're capturing life in the moment.
If you look at most documentaries, you got somebody with a camera on their shoulder just trying to capture spontaneous moments. And it's often rough and jittery, and we wanted that organic kind of feel to the camera.
This freedom with the camera, the handheld shakiness and whip pans, turned the camera into a sort of other character in the film. And that's what Ash and Chris wanted. It would become a subtle yet important effect for the flavor they needed to capture for a fun and laid-back surfing film. But as easy as a shaky camera is in real life, creating this authentic sort of camera shake in animation poses a real problem.
It's really hard to do that in a computer. You usually get real smooth, calculated moves.
Keyframing each camera shake by hand would take an absolute eternity, and making it feel authentic is the height of difficulty. I tried to keyframe a few shaky moves on this still shot here, and you can see how ineffective it is. So Ash and Chris had to devise a solution.
Because we actually have a little camera attached to the top of the camera itself. And what that does is it senses its surrounding environment. And above the camera, we actually have a grid which contains small LEDs that the camera itself senses. And so whenever you move the camera, the little camera that's actually on top knows at any one point exactly where it is, and it feeds that information into the computer.
The team piggybacked off of a system developed for the Polar Express, except in this case there was no motion capture of the actors. After creating a shot with this system, they found that there was roughly only 20% of the animation to finish before final picture lock. Their system had done the rest. Ultimately, 85% of the film would be comprised of these virtual camera shots. The longer documentary tracking shot style contributed to a total of less than 900 overall shots, which is fewer than half the typical for animated films.
This was going to be a number of shots cutting backwards and forwards between our two main characters, and we realized that we could shoot the whole thing as one continuous camera move using the handheld camera system and just track the characters through the jungle and really get a feeling of the jungle in front of you.
The result speaks for itself. By making the camera another character in the film, sometimes even more literally,
See you guys there. I gotta get going.
Not again.
it makes this film feel so much more personal and chill, fitting into the sort of hang loose vibe and reinforcing the core theme of the film to not take yourself too seriously.
What? No, it's going great, man.
Part of this vibe was achieved in the way they recorded the voice actors. The majority of animated films do not have voice actors record all together. Famously, Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy did not meet each other once when recording Shrek. But Surf's Up not only had the actors recording together, they created an environment where authentic interaction and improvisation could flow freely.
Surf's Up!
We did have those moments where we physically would like hold on to each other. The scene with Shia and Zoe, where I'm trying to push, and we literally kind of reenacted this scene.
Joe, why don't you
said you were in love with me?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't say that, Joe.
Of course, there's no surfing if there's no waves, and the Surf's Up team knew there'd be a lot riding on getting the waves right.
The ultimate thing in surfing, to ride inside the wave and make it out of it. It's all we want to do every day.
It's almost impossible to describe. There's nothing I can compare it to.
The team understood they couldn't just have some sort of stiff blanket-like wave simulations controlled by the computer. So they went about building their own controls for the waves, kind of like they would for any other character. And to ensure they were getting the look just right, they brought in someone who'd know a thing or two about waves, the greatest pro surfer of all time.
Why do surfers always have long hair?
We had a bunch of work-in-progress waves that we were testing with, and he drew over our waves and was talking about where the shape needed to be a little bit different and where the surface film actually needed to suck a little faster, a little bit slower.
He was like drawing the shapes of the slope of where the wave itself starts to square off and where it goes vertical.
I couldn't go and get on the computer and actually animate a wave properly, but I can tell you where it needs to change. So it's a whole bunch of people putting in their 2 cents at the right times and right places to make something work.
Surf's Up released on June 8, 2007, and jockeying for room between Pirates of the Caribbean and Fantastic Four, it ultimately grossed around $150 million, over a budget of $100 million, certifying it as a moderate flop. And despite Surf's Up's innovation and charm, it was outshined by one of Pixar's towering classics.
Ratatouille. Bradford.
But Surf's Up as a movie doesn't really feel like it's begging for awards. It's doing its own thing. It's animation having fun. Much like the finale of the movie, I think the team for Surf's Up just had a huge amount of fun making the movie. Ash, Chris, and the team at Sony proved that Big Z is right. As cool as winning can feel, it wasn't the reason you started doing the things you enjoy, so don't let it be the only reason you do them. In an age where obsession is glorified and competitive dominance is mythologized, this film has never been more relevant. Maybe doing what you love, with the people you love, is more important than plastic trophies and accolades from people you don't even know. When the surf is up, if you're paddling out and you've got friends to join you, you've already won.